Welcome to ACIM Talks. And as I was saying just when I hit the button, well, first of all, I got a text Laverne can't come tonight, so we know about that. But I was just saying how we haven't seen each other for a while, what with the Labor Day cancellation. So I hope everyone's doing well and I don't know, still finding value and prospering from the things we talk about here on ACIM Talks. So tonight we are on the book study, Unity and A Course in Miracles. And tonight we start chapter 8. There are 12 chapters altogether, if you'll recall. But, I was just thinking about it. I looked it up and we started this book study back on, April 8th, 2024. So that's like 16 months ago, guys. What
Mhm.
do you think? Is it holding your interest? I know we only do it every other week, but yeah, 16 months and we're starting we must have talked a lot then. We're just starting chapter 8. Has this been a good pace and added any value to your for your time?
Yeah, definitely. I love it. I like seeing the differences and the similarities.
Yeah, me too. And I think on some subjects, it took me even deeper, uh, not only because of the unity examples, but the Course in Miracles examples in context like early on with the so-called origin of things and learning about divine mind and remember in the course how it talks about uh there's divine mind and then from there it just, as you can see, it got kind of fuzzy to me about something about mind is the activating force of spirit and how there's this energy that's latent until it's activated and just some of those very uh, ambiguous kinds of things that the course talked about uh, presented in the context of this book. It helped me to kind of organize it better and visualize the whole thing better. So I think it's been helpful. And I took a look at our reading for tonight, and I think I'm no less interested and intrigued by what it has to say. So, listen, we are, as I said before, starting chapter 8. It's on page 102. So, why don't we go ahead and get on into it in our usual style? Uh, I have Sherilyn as our first reader, followed by Debbie, number 2, Ron, number 3, Joan, number 4, and I'll be reader 5. And let's see what they have to say, the authors. First of all, I found it interesting, the title for me. It's like they grouped two things and then they're going to talk about sin, like one thing, right? So I don't know how significant that grouping is. It just struck me as kind of odd. Sherilyn, why don't you get us started, if you will?
Okay. Chapter 8, Love and Fear, Sin, Guilt and Judgment. Love and Fear. Love and fear is an important duality worth exploring from perspective of A Course in Miracles and unity. Both systems say that fear is dependent upon the divine love for its existence. Fear masks or hides love from awareness. Both teachings see love as what is real and permanent, while fear is unreal and temporary. The awareness and experiences, the awareness and experience of love's presence dispels fear.
Well,
Do you want me to go on? Or
I don't think so.
okay.
Uh, because help me out. I think it got clearer as I read on, but I was wondering, what's your take on this statement? It says both systems say that fear is dependent upon the divine or love, right, for its existence. Uh, what do you think about that statement? And then I guess it goes on to explain it, but I'm fuzzy. What do you think? When it says both systems, that's just unity and the Course in Miracles when they say both systems, right?
Mhm.
All right. And it says both of them say that fear is dependent, doesn't it?
Mhm. I'll just go with this is what came to me when you read this. So if I'm not seeing love, what am I seeing?
Nothing.
And I think that's why it's dependent on fear. We're looking on love. We're looking for love. And if we don't see it, we're seeing a lack of love or
Oh, I
nothing.
got it. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
there's something even beyond what you're saying.
Okay.
It's almost like there could be no fear without love. That's what the
Mhm.
way. What are the rest of you? Do you see where I'm coming from?
Mhm.
It's that fear depends on love. I mean, maybe I'm not getting it,
Mhm.
but that
I've never seen it that way before.
okay, all right. And so I think I understood it a little better, but maybe as we go through this, it'll get clearer to all of us
Mhm.
what's being said here.
Mhm.
Uh, so now, with that said, Sherilyn, you still want to go on, or is there
Yeah, I
anything
can.
else? Okay, all right,
All
dear.
right. In A Course in Miracles, love is an essential aspect of the teaching. It specifically states the Course does not aim at teaching the true meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance.
All right.
Students of A Course in Miracles learn love is real and fear is an illusion. The essence of our reality is love. our existence as God's creation. God's extension is love. Whenever we are not experiencing love, we are applying our conscious thoughts towards an illusion.
All right.
I have, okay, you want me to?
Yeah. Comments, my friends. Well, back in that first sentence, okay, I'll always try and make sure I'm on the same wavelength and understanding. It says, in A Course in Miracles, love is an essential aspect of the teaching. What teaching?
God is love.
Of course.
Where does it, what makes you think the teaching is that God is love? uh, is it the teaching that fear is dependent upon the divine for its existence? Is that the teaching
No.
that we're going to explore? If not, let's try. I'm just trying to be clear because I'm wondering how that first passage, it says the course does not aim at teaching the true meaning of love. You see that?
Yes.
I don't see that passage making the point that it's an example of the teaching. So maybe I'm just fuzzy getting into this chapter, but it does make for some good talks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So help a brother out. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay, so I mean, this is just more the way that I look at things, maybe than what's actually being said. But I think that the course, maybe all of my spirituality, is based on connection. And connection with spirit and each other is all based on love.
And
And
so
if I'm not, if
come
I'm
in.
not feeling that connection, then maybe I'm seeing something. If love is the light, then maybe fear is the shadow.
Yeah, it is. It remind me of
Yeah,
Freud, I guess, the way you're putting it. But
yeah.
of course,
Which is still there. You know that love is there, but I'm not seeing it because it's in the shadow.
all right, all
Well,
right. Yeah.
that may be going too far. I don't know, but
In a sense, you're hitting on something they're going to talk about coming up. Uh, First of all, the Course says that fear is non existent,
Mhm.
that another name for fear is lack of love.
Mhm.
Fear is not something, it's the experience of nothing or of something other than love, as Debbie was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Fear has no power in itself. It's rather simply an antithesis. When you don't feel loved, you're afraid. So when you're afraid, here we go. Its cause is some attitude about love
Right.
called lack of love. produces an illusion of not being loved.
Mhm.
How am I doing, Ron?
Very well.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
All
so.
right, brother. How about the rest of you? It sounds like double talk.
Mhm. Because I'm thinking it's about what I'm not seeing, which may have more to do with my vision than what's really there.
Correct. Yeah. All right. I think we're making some progress. Thank you. Uh, Debbie, did you want to read, or was there something else in what we've read so far? These two or so passages from the course?
Mhm.
All right. Did we? I have said you have but two emotions. Did we read that already?
No,
No.
So is that where, Debbie, are
that's
you
where,
the next reader?
So, yeah, okay.
All right.
I'll start there. I have said you have but two emotions, love and fear. One, love is changeless, but continually exchanged, being offered by the eternal,
Yeah.
to the eternal.
Mhm.
Okay. The other, fear, has many forms, for the content of individual illusions differs greatly. They have one thing in common: they are all insane. Okay.
Didn't waste any words about that, right?
Should I go the next? Okay. The
Please.
opposite of love is fear, but what is all encompassing can have no opposite.
All right. You feel like some more?
Okay, sure. The entire purpose of A Course in Miracles is twofold: discover and remove all blocks to the awareness of love's presence, the fear-based belief system we accept and live, and two, to deepen our awareness of love as our reality, our state of being.
Yeah. And may as well the last one there.
For
Yeah.
this is a course on love because it is about you.
So how does that fit if you're a body? Does it seem to fit very well?
No, it doesn't. Our bodies are not love, so to speak.
Yeah. So, but if you come from a perspective that you're not a body, you're a spirit, could you be a spirit of love?
Yes, I think so.
Uh, do you get this feeling of love in the air at Christmas time? Would it be
mhm.
something like that? So, here's an example of a spirit. And when you think, okay, let's just say it's a spirit, um, does a spirit have to be in one place at one time?
No.
No,
You mean like that thing we experience to some degree or another at Christmas time? For many, it invokes joy. Interestingly enough, for many, it invokes a lack of joy. But do you see how they both have to do with the presence of joy? the having or having it not. So I had never heard until A Course in Miracles, lesson 67, love created me like itself. And that explanation was the first time anyone had said I was a spirit and my nature is love. I'm made of love. I'm a spirit of love. And you say you're crazy, but over time, that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? What if that was true?
It is true.
So, what does that do to everything that's not loving? I mean,
That's the
literally
illusion.
all of it, all of it, all of it. What does that do? You can't have it both ways, right?
Yeah.
Who is it that would tell you you can?
The ego.
And like it said here, yet they all have one thing in common: they are all insane. Anybody that would argue with the truth would have to do it out of insanity. Now, we're going to talk more about why it's insanity. We're somewhere here they're going to talk about denial. Have you ever heard that word before?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
To deny is to object to something you know, is to blot out something you know. You know you have a problem with alcohol, but for the longest time you were in denial. It's like to deny means I know it, but I deliberately want to block it out. So let's see how that applies here, okay? Anything else from you, though? All right. Interesting so far, I think. Our next reader is Ron. You remember where we left off?
Yes, where it says this first step
Yes.
calls for the undoing of ego-based beliefs, essentially our belief in separation and the fear it engenders.
Okay.
Fear and love are the only emotions of which we are capable. One is false, for it, fear, was made out of denial, and denial depends on the belief in what is denied, love, for its fear own existence, for
Great.
its fear's own existence.
Mhm.
But interpreting fear correctly as a positive affirmation of the underlying belief, love, it, fear masks. You are undetermining its fears, perceived usefulness, and rendering it fear useless. Okay.
Okay.
Keep going.
No, well, maybe not.
Maybe not.
uh, let's see if we can make sure we're on the same page. Did that sound like a bunch of double talk to you? And quite frankly, it might have been clearer without the parenthetics that they tried to put in to help. Um, what is that definition of denial in that paragraph? One is false, for it was made out of denial. Y'all see that? And denial depends on the belief in what is denied for its own existence. In other words, denial must have a predicate. You can't deny something unless you first knew it. Hello. Now, that's pretty incredible definition, but yeah, nobody's ever brought it up with me before. But the implications of that is that everything I'm learning, I never needed to learn it because I already had it, but I denied it. Or you couldn't call it denial if you didn't once know it. Who
So
would
you're,
do
you're
that?
referring to love, right?
Say that again. Go say it again, Ron.
You're referring to love. So at some time we have denied that love.
Yes. Why would you do that unless you felt afraid? You felt guilty, like you thought you heard it, that you put it down, that you separate it from it. You feel guilty. You're afraid because you think it's mad at you. Now, how does it sound like insanity that you would run from the very thing you want most? To be loved, to be taken care of, to be a part of something that's powerful, that's strong. Who would run from that?
The insane.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So it doesn't call for punishment, it calls for therapy. That's deep, right?
Mhm.
Shall we continue? We're up to Joni. We're
Okay.
at the bottom. Go ahead, dear.
Here are some other ways love and fear are described in A Course in Miracles itself. Healing is a way of forgetting the sense of danger the ego has induced in you by not recognizing its existence in your brother. This strengthens the Holy Spirit in both of you because it is a refusal to acknowledge fear. Love needs only this invitation. It comes freely to all the sonship, being what the sonship is. By your awakening to it, you are merely forgetting what you are not. This enables you to remember what you are.
All right. So if you awaken to it and then you start forgetting what you are not, uh maybe help me out. Is that denial? Now you're actively denying what you are not. And what do you become?
We become love if we're denying fear.
Yeah, if now we've taken denial and transformed its purpose. We've taken lemons and instead of making lemons, we made lemonade. It's taken what we made and replacing its goal, its purpose, its meaning. Do you see how the Holy Spirit works? He does not trash your stuff. So if you believe in denial, let's just change its trajectory. And instead of denying what you are, make your spiritual journey about denying what you are not. What would be the outcome of denying what you are not? Could what you are not hurt you?
Yes.
Yeah.
What power does it have to hurt you?
Whatever power we give to it.
Because if you rescind the power, how can nothingness exist without you empowering illusions? How could I mean, it just makes sense without exception. The only thing is to walk the talk, isn't it? How can you be loved all the time in level 2? You don't know. So what are you going to do?
Look for someone that knows. Look for
And where would you
Spirit,
look?
Holy Spirit.
Do you see how God took care of the problem back on page 103 in the text?
Mm-hmm.
He gave us a guide. Where did he put the guide?
Inside us.
Where? Where inside us?
In our mind.
Where it could be a cause. Because everything you see outside is not the cause, it's the effect of the guide you're following inside. So the guide you're looking for, you have to go within, not without, as the ego has taught. When I find another workshop, another book, another guru, another addiction that makes me happy. We doing okay?
Good.
Okay. Heck, I forgot where we're reading. Did we get to unity yet?
No,
think
no,
we
we're
just-
at mind always reproduces.
All right, Joan, did you read?
I read that first paragraph.
That's yes. Would you read the last one? I'm sorry if I jumped in too soon. You are afraid, right?
No, we didn't read mind always
Oh,
reproduces.
please start there, okay?
Okay. Mind always reproduces as it was produced. Produced by fear, the ego reproduces fear. This is its allegiance. And this allegiance makes it treacherous to your love because you are love. Love is your power, which the ego must deny. You are afraid of this, living without ego's judgment, because you believe that without the ego, all would be chaos. Yet I assure you that without the ego, all would be love.
Wow. Other comments from anyone? All right, I'll start unity here, okay? In
Okay?
unity writings, it can be inferred that fear is dependent upon love. When we focus on love, fear is cast out of consciousness. Fear. Fear is one of the most subtle and destructive errors that the carnal mind in man experiences. Fear is a paralyzer of mental action. It weakens both mind and body. Fear throws dust in our eyes and hides the mighty spiritual forces that are always with us. Blessed are those who deny ignorance and fear and affirm the presence and power of spirit. The one and only remedy for the cross currents of fear is the restoration of the peace and harmony of life by love and love's combinations. Fear, how to overcome. You see, it's kind of from the unity writings and definitions, right? So this is how to overcome fear. Fear is cast out by perfect love. To know divine love is to be selfless, and to be selfless is to be without fear. Please, any comments you have?
I'm thinking that this is another way of saying, I mean, that's not a unity principle. In Course in Miracles, we talk about us all being one. But I'm thinking that this is unity's way of saying we are all one. We are selfless.
Yeah,
Unless I'm
that's
interpreting that
great.
wrong, but
Oh, so what does that word selfless mean? Thanks for bringing it up, because that's near the end, right, of the reading where
yeah.
they talk about being how when you're selfless, you cast out fear or something. Is that what it said?
And to be selfless is to be without fear.
Why?
Because because we are spirits and we are love and we are connected.
And what if you're not connected? What if you're bodies? And what if you're separate? What does that inherently engender?
Fear.
Ego.
Loneliness,
Mm.
separation, not being
Right.
apart.
Mhm. And that all comes from my vision or how I'm looking at it.
Yes. So what?
Not what's real, but
And what we're saying is you're saved simply by knowing that, no, that's not true. It's a problem with your sight. What you're seeing is a mind that's projecting separation. Inherently, it includes loneliness, a feeling of how am I going to get everything done? It's me against the world. Is that happy and joyous?
No.
But if you were not separate and alone, what would you have to fear? What if everything is like you? If we're all one, right?
Mhm.
You see, it sounds like such a small, ineffective solution. It's so simple that can't possibly solve all our problems, can it? Can it? Potentially. Can you imagine?
are we willing to try it?
Yeah. And the problem with this is that you can try it and you get brownie points for that. That's nice. At some point, you got to decide if you're going to jump in seriously, because only seriously will work. Seriously, honestly, with integrity, consistency, this way or no way. Lesson 20, I am determined to see. 21, I am determined to see things differently. 27, above all else, I am determined to see. Above all else, I am determined to see things differently, no matter what. No matter what the interaction, no matter what the relationship, I'm going to give this a serious try because it won't work if I'm not serious. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
It makes so much sense. It's very compelling. But here's the problem. There's 8 billion souls that have free will at this point. How do I fix all of that? Do I have a plan? No.
Mhm.
You
But
don't have to have a plan, it's already fixed.
that's my point.
Sorry.
This world was over long ago. Can a slow God be God? The solution that we're entertaining in time becomes quite collapsed when you consider there is no time. It's not, is it going to happen? It's already friggin' happened, awaiting your awareness. And there was a, back on page 103, it said in the middle of the page, the entire purpose of A Course in Miracles is twofold. First, to discover and remove the blocks to the awareness of what I am, love's presence, the spirit of love on earth. And secondly, the more you deepen your awareness as of this as your reality, the more everything else will come back into alignment from acting from this. So we are not making something new. We are restoring the fractured relationships of separation. Do you see how it's like putting the whole thing in reverse and going back in time to an ancient moment, so ancient it was before time began? You read little stuff like this in the course, right? And you just kept reading, right? Any comments here? Okay. Let do you want to start another? If you don't mind, I'd like to. Isn't that where we are on page 105?
Yes.
Yes.
So we're back to Cheryl and White. We've got a few minutes left. Y'all getting a headache or anything?
No, just
No.
All right.
tired.
I understand. Go ahead.
Sin and the correction of sin. Traditionally, sin is viewed as a transgression against the law of God and therefore against God. In this sense, sin is punishable by God. Both of Course in Miracles and Unity take a different view from this traditional view. To them both, the traditional view is error thinking. We are not punished for our sins, but by our sins, and not by God. In a deeper sense, sin would be any thought or feeling that supports the erroneous belief in separation.
Like what? Can you give me an example of any thought or feeling that's
Fear,
separation?
fear is what?
Well,
Any
what does
kind
that
of
look
emotion
like,
other than,
though? I mean, just kind of, are there real life examples of where we have thoughts that support the erroneous belief in separation of any
oh,
kind?
sure.
Some example.
The ego is very good about coming up with things like
Okay,
that.
like give me an example.
Fear, guilt.
Just anybody, just so I'm clear.
I thought of one because I was having a conversation before with a couple people about eating healthy. Like, I know what to do to eat healthy, but I don't do it. And the thing is, as soon as you don't do it, now you have guilt about, why did I eat the whole, I guess that's why did I eat the whole thing or the bag of potato chips or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think from my experience, it's like, let that go. What's the next thing you're going to eat? If you didn't show love in that situation, still love yourself. There's no guilt about that. It's
Okay.
just gone. It was just a mistake.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not a good example. You can.
Well, we might make a mistake, and then the double mistake is beating ourselves up about it. I think I'm
Yeah.
hearing you say.
Let myself go. I'm still that human
Yeah.
person. And, You know, my mind sees those commercials and thinks that might be pretty good.
You know, I here's a quick example of what I'm talking about. Just yesterday, well, I had a friend that wanted me to head out to Wisconsin for a Course in Miracles event out there in October, and he said they're leaving a certain date, and and I could ride with them. So here's where we're staying at the motel. Give them a call, see if they have any rooms left. I said, okay, let me check into it and check my schedule. They'll be there 3 nights or something. So I said, okay, they're leaving this date. So I registered for the event. I called the hotel. I made the hotel took my money right there. It's not till October, right? So anyhow, I go back to my friend. I say, I'm all set. I'm all registered. And he says, oh, no, wait. We're leaving not Thursday, but Wednesday. So now it's a day early and it's 4 nights instead of 3. And plus I had to work that night, that evening. So now I can't go. I call a motel back. The guy says, we'll do it. Don't call here again because we don't have, he hung up on me.
Wow.
Long story, right?
Yeah.
So what's next for you? That's kind of example I'm talking about. And yet, any thought or feeling that supports the erroneous belief in separation hung up on me. Do you see what I mean by real life examples? Isn't that a real life example to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now you have to go a step higher, probably get in.
Oh, yeah, I called back and I don't
Yeah.
know if I was upset or not, but said, you know, you hung up on me. I won't be looking forward to doing business with you, but I do want you to take this off my credit card, right? Because I can't come. At any rate, it's processing through now. But I think about a situation like that years ago, I would be just furious.
Mhm.
And yet, it's still being taken care of. It's just that I didn't tear myself up in the process because I tried to make more effort toward joining and separating.
Right. You didn't have to get on that emotional thing and get angry
Yeah.
and
And seriously, it will work in everyday life where you,
Mhm.
lesson 34, it says, I could see peace instead of this. And I'm finding out I can still live my life and see peace
Mhm.
much more often simply by changing my approach to how I deal with things. So, what I like about these comments is their holistic ability in terms of solving every kind of issue.
Mhm.
Be nice, be kind works better than getting angry and attacking because anger and attack promote what? Starts with an S.
Separation.
Okay. And that's not what you want to do for you or the world.
Mhm.
What I do, if we're all one, impacts the world, right?
Mhm.
You can't have it both ways. If we're all one, who's separate? Anyhow, um, I think we better.
We're done.
Okay.
So you taught by example instead of being critical and attacking.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
set an example.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
that's
and
beautiful.
yet
Yeah.
there was a certain sternness, but it wasn't a mindless. When you get angry, man, you literally go insane for a little bit. Have you ever said, I don't know, I just lost my mind
Yeah.
and thought you were joking? Losing your mind is not normal, but everybody's doing it. So we act like, oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm not going to keep you guys. I hope you got something. I appreciate you coming here tonight. And boy, I didn't mention it, but if you have a few minutes, stick around with me for a few minutes for our family discussion period after we stop recording. And I just want to have a little casual conversation with you a little further. So, do you have any final questions or comments before we officially close here tonight?
No.
No, no, Jim. Thank you. A good
Yeah,
session.
Yes.
good
It
talk.
started out kind of heavy, but yeah, we
Yeah,
got
I know. Me too.
we got through it.
Well, I'm going to stop recording and say have a good rest of your week. And
Thank
just
you.
hang around a few minutes if you can, and I'll let you go. I'm going to hit
Okay.
the stop record.